Hi everybody, Spider-Kel back once again for another DC chess collection review. 34 in the line, Wonder Woman, continuing the Wave 2 with the Justice League of America. I've said before, I'll say it one more time, I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm not a big Justice League of America fan. I never have been. I like the characters. I like Wonder Woman, I like Green Lantern, I like Supergirl, I like a lot of them. But I'm not as into it as I am into Batman. So these intros aren't going to be as in-depth character-wise as the Batman ones might have been. It's just simply a case of I just don't know a great deal about them, and I don't want to be making up stuff up or just telling you stuff that you already know when I can't really go as in-depth into it as I would like to. With Wonder Woman, I've not really read anything of hers. The only thing I've read that has Wonder Woman in is Batman comics that has her in it. That's it. And the only thing I know Wonder Woman from was Linda Carter from the 1970s TV show. Now, I never watched the 1970s version. I wasn't born till 1980, but I watched the reruns as a young lad. And as a young lad, yes, I appreciated Linda Carter running around in tight spandex shorts. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the action and the spandex, and yeah, it was great. But it was a really good show, and I liked it along with the Batman 1966 version, and I enjoyed all of that, and that's pretty much all I know Wonder Woman from. I've not really read anything of hers. I've not really been a big fan of hers in any other way, so I can't really say anything about it. The only thing I can say is that reading this comic, it's really good to see she's been portrayed now as a really strong Amazonian princess, because what I knew of her, not so much from the TV series, I suppose, but from the very beginning when she was first created, she was very strong and a very good warrior, but she was also very inferior to men. You know, man could still bind her and man could still overpower her. And it was very reminiscent and very reflective of the time when she was created, I think. And it's just nice to see that they put a nice, strong a character and a really strong female icon into her, as opposed to how she was first created. So it is really nice to see that, but that's pretty much all I can say. This review is going to be split up into two, because obviously Wonder Woman also came with the chessboard. So I'm going to go into the figure now, and then I shall end by having a quick look at the chessboard as well. So this might be a little bit of a longer video, but I hope it's still enjoyable. So let's move on to the figure and see what that looks like. And here we have the figure itself, and I will be completely honest, when I first saw pictures of this, I was not looking forward to getting this at all. Let me just... oh, the light's fine. I wasn't looking forward to getting this at all. I saw pictures, and I saw a really good figure, a really nicely posed figure, and I loved the idea of this lasso, but I was very, very skeptical about the face. I was so afraid that we were going to get another Catwoman, Selena Kyle sort of figure, where the face was so weak for a queen. When I got this and I got it out, the first thing I did was looked at the face, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised, and just so pleased that I was incredibly wrong to be skeptical. At least with mine anyway. I got a very, very nicely sculpted Wonder Woman face here, which you can probably see. It's... let's try and get this light in here a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, I got a really nicely sculpted Wonder Woman face. Just based on the pictures that I saw, the one that came with the magazine, I think I showed it in the in my blog, vlog that I did even. And I wasn't too sure about it, but this face is very nicely sculpted. Just a really strong looking face, and we still have the headband there as well, and the hair flowing down the back. I really love the sculpt on this hair. It's just so nicely done. And we still have the I suppose the necklace, I suppose you could call it, neck bracelet. And one thing I do kind of like about this, I mean, my wife even pointed this out when it first got this and I got it out, and she looked at it and she said, well, aren't the silver bits supposed to be gold? And it's true, yeah, they used to be gold, but for the new 52 I know that they changed it, and it is a really nice change. I do quite like this silver look, and again through the paintwork through here, Ah, we have a bit of silver splodge over here on her, well, on her boob, I suppose. But I hadn't noticed that before. But I do still really like this paint job. I think the silver is a really nice, it's a beautiful flesh colour on here as well, all the way throughout. We do kind of have a little bit of a smudge at the back there, which isn't too bad. But overall, the paint job across here is fantastic, and I do love, let it focus a little bit, on the top crest here, how this looks kind of like an eagle splaying out like that. That's really, really nice. I really do like that. And we have the top corset here as well, very nicely detailed. I love these lines that kind of come across to the middle as if it was armoured. Just adds that little bit more definition to the outfit. And then we come across as well, we also have the infamous star-spangled spandex shorts. I do know that, well, I don't know to be honest, but I believe that when this first came out, well, not this figure, but when the first character first came out, I believe she came with trousers. They actually had her wearing trousers because it was just so much better apparently, but then they changed it back to shorts, and I have to say I really do prefer the shorts. It's just a much better and more iconic and more original look to it, really. I do really quite like that. The lasso, which I'll get to last, but I do love this, and I love how she's holding onto it there. Then it leads through to her left hand and she's still clutching hold of it. It's a very nicely done piece. We have a sword there as well, which for all intent purposes just seems to be stuck to the side of a leg. You know, we have this kind of little bit there coming down from her belt that's supposed to attach to it, but you can see right there it ends. So it's just stuck to the side of a leg. Not too terribly bad, but it does kind of give it away. I do quite like the look of it. I just don't like this paint splodge right here that we have. It's just not incredibly good. We have there you can kind of see on the underside of the sword there we have a lot of flesh paint that's come onto it, and it does spoil it quite a bit, but it's not too bad. You can't really see that until you turn it upside down, you know. And we come right down to here, no trousers, but really nice flesh colour on the legs, nice detailing again, nice and smooth, no wrinkles to show trousers off or anything like that. And the boots themselves, oh, a bit too much. There we go. The boots themselves are extremely good as well. Love the blue with these touches of white, very nicely detailed. And then on here we have what looks like, yeah, the Angel of Justice, with the blindfolded, not the angel, but the I don't really know what it's called, to be honest. It's scared me now. But the Scales of Justice with Justice blindfolded. Really, really nice. Nicely detailed as well with these silver scales. And I do still really like this colouring for the bases of the good side. This beautiful silver colour that we have, and it's still very smooth and very nicely detailed. Incredibly good. We'll go back up to the lasso, because I said we'd come back to this. This is a wonderful piece. I'm very, very impressed with this, but at the same time it freaks me out, because not so much here. That's quite solid, and that's not too bad. But this over here, this really, really just, I mean, you can just see that's so fragile. That is going to snap so easily, and it freaks me out. But don't make that think that I hate this, because I really, really like this. They've done such a good job. The lasso really for Wonder Woman is such an important and iconic piece that they had to get this spot on, and they really, really have. I mean, I can't sit here and complain about, oh, it might break, because if they'd made it too thick, I'd have said, oh, they've spoiled it, it's too thick. You know, you have to give it. It's incredible, and I would not have this any other way. I'm just paranoid that I'm going to snap it. You know, you can just see this falling off, and that'll be the first thing to go. But that just means take extra special care of this one, because, yeah, once that goes, you're going to be able to glue it back on, but it's just not going to look the same. So that's to be taken extra special care of. So really for this, for a piece that I wasn't really too much looking forward to or too excited about, I got this and I thought, that is fantastic. It's beautifully detailed. She looks fierce and strong, but she still looks beautiful like an Amazonian princess. Her lasso is just wonderfully detailed. Her sword is stuck to the side of her leg and it must kill her when she takes it off. But it's still really nicely done, and it's just such a beautiful piece all the way and throughout. A few paint splodges, but I'll tell you what, for what they've done and the detailing they've put in, that there's paint smudges and so on that we have, I don't even notice them until I've literally done this review, that I'm kind of just pointing them out. I mean, the silver one that we have on her chest over here, I hadn't even noticed that until I zoomed in. It didn't even occur to me that that was there, and even knowing it's there doesn't really spoil it for me. I think they've done a wonderful job with this. Really impressed. So, but that's my piece. I mean, I'd like to hear if anyone else has picked theirs up and theirs does have a bad face, because the picture, as I say, the picture I saw, I was expecting one and I was just pleasantly surprised. But did anyone else get a bad one? Has anyone's lasso snapped? Oh, I dread to think if anyone's has. But yeah, just let me know what yours is like and what you think of it. I'd be very interested to hear. So we'll move on to the next piece, the piece that we got with this, which was the chessboard itself. And here we kind of have the chessboard itself. At the moment, as you can see, kind of folded up, and that's pretty much what it is. Which, yes, compared to what we got before, compared to what we got with Wave 1, which was the plastic with a beautiful frame and looks like the stud on the rooftop, and this is what we get for the second. It's kind of insulting, to be honest. I really do kind of see it as, oh, so you've been staying with us all this time and you've decided to collect Wave 2. Oh, that's really good, we appreciate it. Well, here's a cardboard, fold up chessboard for your second piece. It just doesn't sit right. It really doesn't. And I still think they should have made just a separate plastic inlay to go inside the original chessboard, with a different detail. Instead of the Batman symbol with all the bats flying off, they could have had a Justice League of America symbol. It doesn't matter that both sides have Batman and Joker on it, you know, that doesn't make a difference. If the centre looked different, it would have been great. And you could have then still had it separate, you know, stood separate from the other board, but you know, you could have integrated or switched them over, sort of thing. I just think they should have gone with that. I know this is probably the cheaper option, and that's kind of what annoys me about it. If that's the case, they've gone with the cheaper option. But you know, I just think they could have done so much better with it. That being said, I do like this in certain ways. One thing that I do like about it, I'll just flash to that now, is that I do kind of like this imprint that they have on the back of it with all of the characters. I mean, this is the picture, I believe, that we were given when the New 52 was announced. So we have, on the front here, we have Superman along with Batman. We have Wonder Woman there, and as I said, there she is with the trousers. So I don't quite know if they decided to go back to the shorts because it was throwback to the original, or for what reason, I don't know. I'm sure you'll let me know. But yeah, we have there with Green Lantern and Aquaman. His name escaped me there. Then over here, as you can see, we have Batman, the Flash, and Cyclops, who is kind of blurred out by the there we go, that's better, and Cyclops. So I do kind of like this imprint that we have on the back. However, having said that, as you can see right here, I caught mine a little bit with, I think it was sellotape from I think it's the Automobilia packaging that I had, and it happened to fall onto this, and I tried to peel it off gently, and that's exactly what happened. And it's because it's cardboard, and because of that it ripped within minutes of me having this, and it's annoying. It really is, because that happened. And it just goes to show how cheaply this is made, to be honest. But never mind, we'll move on. Let's look at the board. And here we have the board actually laid out, and I'm going to do this freehand because it's a little bit easier to kind of show you pieces. But here we have it with Superman on one side and Lex on the other. Of course, that review will be coming to you as soon as I can make it. On the good side, we have kind of like this planet atom sort of thing. It's kind of reminiscent from what's on the front of Superman's piece. And on the evil side, we have a skull, which is reminiscent of this beautiful skull on the front of Lex Luthor's piece, which I do really like. Overall, it's nicely detailed. I do like the the detail on here. But at the end of the day, it's cardboard. You know, it's they could have done so much better. I mean, and this just does not feel like the right sort of display to have £8 figures on. You know, it just doesn't go right. You know, they needed to make a plastic one that went inside the insert from Wave 1 that could have easily been used for people who don't have the Wave 1. You know, it could have just been an ordinary stand, and it would have worked just as well, even without the display frame from Wave 1. And I think that just would have been such a better display sort of option for these pieces, rather than a cardboard, flimsy, rippable sort of piece. It just doesn't look right. It really doesn't. And it is a shame. It really is a shame. It's just, I wish that we could have got something a little bit better. But, hey-ho, wasn't to be. So anyway, that's the review for Wonder Woman and the chessboard. I hope you enjoyed it, everyone. I shall be back... Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I'm saying a farewell and I haven't even got the main figure that I was reviewing out. So there we go. So that's a little bit better. Let's try that again. So I hope you enjoyed the review, everyone. I shall be back once again for another one very soon as I can bring it at least. But until then, take care, everyone. I'll see you soon.